Okay, so what we're going to need is half a cup of chocolate powder, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1.5 cups of self-raising flour, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 4 eggs, 175 grams of caster sugar, 175 grams of butter, and half a cup of milk. Now I'm just going to sieve my 1.5 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Let me just sieve that all up. And also my drinking powder, my chocolate powder, in a bowl. And then with all those bits, I'm just going to press it down with my thumb like that, just so that most of it goes. But I'm still going to have some of those hard bits, so I'm just going to put that in the bin. Now I'm just going to whisk everything together so they're all combined. Now just combine your vanilla extract and your milk together. Preheat your oven to 155 fan or 180 not fan. Now just get your butter. I just melted it in the microwave for a few seconds and then just plop that in my big mixing bowl. I'm just going to use a spatula to scrape the sides just to get all the butter out of my bowl. And then I'm just going to wipe that on the edge, and then I'm just going to mix that, just not that much, just mix it like that, just for a few seconds until it is just nice and soft. And just whisk that up until it is nice and all combined. And I'm just going to scrape down the sides of my bowl one last time, just before I add my flour mixture. And wipe it off to my whisk. Just whisk that. And now I'm going to get my flour mixture and my milk and vanilla mixture. And I'm going to alternate in putting them in. So I'm just going to add a bit of my flour, mix it up a bit. Now this is where it gets all messy because chocolate powder isn't necessarily the easiest thing to work with. And just mix that up and then add some of your milk and vanilla mixture. Mix that up again and then add some more flour and then whisk that up. And then add some more milk. And you're just going to keep on doing this until everything is well combined. Okay, now that's like a nice even consistency, I'm just going to put everything in the sink and I'll be back later. So it makes about 14 to 15 cupcakes. So I'm just going to put about 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to fill it all the way to the top because this recipe doesn't rise that much. Well, as far as I know, it doesn't really rise that much. So I'm just going to equally divide it into 2 tablespoons each. And then just with these little cupcake liners, I'm just going to put just 1 tablespoon in them because they're not as big as these other liners. So just about 2 or 1.5 tablespoons of batter into each one of these cupcake liners. So I'm just going to continue doing that and I'll see you shortly after. Now I'm just going to put this in. So check that your oven has heated up to the right temperature first. Open it up. And I like to put my cupcakes in first just because they're the ones that people eat most. So just put that in. And then put your cake in if you have any leftovers. And then that in as well. And close it up and wait 35 to 40 minutes for your cake, or 25 to 30 minutes for your cupcakes. Okay, so what you're gonna need is about 1 or 2 cupfuls of vanilla extract or vanilla essence, 75 grams of butter, red and yellow food coloring, a piping bag, and I'm gonna use a Wilton number 233 tip. It just has loads of these little holes in it. 175 grams of icing sugar, or sometimes called confectionery sugar or powdered sugar, a sandwich bag, a bowl to mix it with, and a spatula. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, my butter's been melting ever since I took my cupcakes out of the oven. So I'm just gonna mush it with my spatula, crumbly, and not everything is mixed in. That's when I'm gonna add my 2 cupfuls of vanilla extract. Or you can use essence. Do 1, and I'll see how I go with that. So just 1 cupful of vanilla, and just slowly mix that in. So now I'm just gonna get my spatula again, just to make everything just all mushed up together, so that it just forms a ball, so it's easier to put into my piping bag. Just mush it up. Okay, and now I'm just gonna get a glass and a spoon. Put this aside. Now I'm just going to put my Wilton number 233 tip into my 8-inch piping bag. Now I'm going to put it into my glass like that, and I'm just going to spoon all of my mixture in there. So I just all of my frosting, I should say. Oh yeah, and if it doesn't look as yellow as you would like, you could also just put some of that yellow food coloring just to make it a little bit more yellow. But I don't think it really makes a difference because butter is pretty much yellow, so it will just become that color really easily. So I'm just gonna mix it just a little bit before I put it in my piping bag with my spoon. Then I'm just gonna scoop a big blob and just put it right in the bag. So I'm just gonna make sure that you just leave a little bit out. So I think just leave about that much out. I know it doesn't seem like much, but it's only gonna be little, so probably about that much left. Just basically once you spoon most of your mixture into your bag, then that's all you're gonna be left with. So all you're gonna do is just squeeze it until you can. So once I've spooned all of it in, I'm just gonna press it down so that it all comes out at one. Just gonna twist the top like that, and then it's gonna come out just when I see it come out. I'm just gonna wipe it on my hand and get my cupcakes. Okay, so now the way to do this is that you just twist the top of your piping bag, and then you start straight down, so you're facing down, and then you just push and then go in a swirl type motion so it looks like it's a plate of spaghetti, like that. And you're gonna do that to all of your cupcakes. Okay, so once you've done all that, just put that aside to just set just for a bit. Then you're gonna get your bowl with all the frosting, and then just take all the leftovers out of the bag. So just squeeze it like that, out of the back, and then just squeeze some out of the tip, and then just go and wash your hands. So now you just basically get your spatula and then just scrape all the sides just to get all of the batter, all of the frosting in. And then I'm filming. And then you're gonna just put some of that red food coloring or whatever thing that's red you're going to use, and then you're just going to mix that in until you get a nice shade of that looks a bit like a tomato. Okay, so the food coloring didn't really work out. I think I chose orange by accident because it turned out more orange, but assuming that was red, I would get my glass again and then choose one corner of my sandwich bag and put that corner into the glass, and then I'm just gonna spoon my mixture in there like what I did on the other one, except now it's a different color. So just spooning all this mixture in. And you don't have to get every single little bit because you're only gonna do little circles onto your cupcakes. But this just makes a really nice dessert because if you have like spaghetti for like dinner and then you have this for a dessert, that would really taste nice. Anyway, so once you get all your batter in, you're gonna just push it all to one corner, like that, and get all the air out. So you're just gonna push it all to one corner, and then push it as much as you can. So you're just gonna get your cupcakes in. So now they've partially been set, and you're gonna get some scissors, if I can find them. You're just going to get some scissors and you're just going to cut the very tip of your piping bag. So just a tiny, teeny bit. So you can barely even see that I cut a hole. And assuming this is red, you're going to, I'm just going to practice a bit here. And then you're just going to pipe little dots onto your cupcake. So these are how you make spaghetti cupcakes, and I made some with strawberry and some with some pink frosting. So give them a try. Bye.